airport to attend this conference. All the chairpersons, please come on the stage.
So Blossom, I know Blossom for many years now. It's more than 5.5 years, 6 years, close to 6 years. So I learned hypnotherapy from her, and it was once I saw advertisement in Life Positive magazine, and somehow I decided I have to do this. So I immediately registered for her level 1, 2, 3 hypnotherapy courses, and we connected so well that we started doing workshops in Mohali here. And consecutively for many years, at a regular frequency of 2 months, we have been holding holistic healing workshops for our patients and for the caregivers and for anybody. Everybody was welcome to attend those workshops. And we are really thankful for her energy, for her passion, because she made it a point that usne aana hai. And she's a very busy person. She is traveling all over the country for her workshops, teaching hypnotherapy, and she's doing a lot of other wonderful work. She's a marriage counselor. She's a master to handle relationship issues, past life regression, life between life regressions, and she has worked with prisoners as well. And she's a multi-dimensional person. She's author of a book, and she's carrying a few copies. Maybe you can grab a few copies if you are lucky enough. And Blossom, you can add more to that and go ahead with your talk.
I'm Blossom, and thank you all for being here. The first thing I want to do is thank Sachin, Shaveta and Nimrit for this amazing work to put this all together. I know I've been into this field for the last 25 years, so I know the effort. Thanks to the management team of Max and the whole team that has brought this together. I have been meditating since I was 11 years of age. And what I realized was that there is something bigger than the physical body. And that is the reason why I have trained in various modalities, but have finally understood that transforming the subconscious mind, transforming the subconscious reprogramming that we all have downloaded, maybe since we were since conception, is what has changed me. So I have healed a lot of things in my own body. I mean, over periods of time I've experienced it myself and I've healed. So I'm here going to tell you a little bit about it. I know I have a time, so I'm going to watch the time, so I don't want to go over that. So these are the various things that I'm going to be doing, but our vision is a universe of love, peace and happiness where everyone lives a powerful, holistic life. So I'm so happy that I'm on this platform where there is the medical fraternity and there is the spirituality and there is that coming together that has been facilitated by this great team that has brought this forward. We facilitate people to live happy, healthy, peaceful, effective and productive lives at the mental, emotional and physical level. You've heard a lot of people talk about the different bodies. I make it very simple. I don't call them all those, I just say the mental, emotional and physical bodies, very easy for you and me to understand. So this is what I'm going to cover very quickly so that you know what I'm going to cover. The current state of holistic wellness, what the human mind manages, harnessing the potential of the human mind, using the mind to create a preventive approach to wellness, not only a preventive, an enhancement and management approach as well. Subconscious learning and wellness, what you need to understand about the mind, both the conscious and the subconscious, and the vision for the future of wellness, if we all could work together, they and them, and all of us together. Next, please. Thank you. The current state of holistic wellness, what is it that we are unable to deliver wellness? What normally happens is, it's not used as a complementary approach. People come looking for alternate modalities as a last resort. So if we could create this platform and take it forward, not only in Chandigarh, Sachin, but in other places as well, it would truly create this awareness. There are too many modalities that are there. Individuals are unaware of what works and what doesn't. So our endeavor, we are working on this, a few of us in Gurgaon and Delhi, and we're going to talk to Sachin as well, that we want to create an association or a confederation of holistic people, them and them as well. So that's the next thing that we want to do. And there's lacking of structure and regulation. Nobody knows what's happening. So many people call us quacks and they call us fakes. This doesn't work. But like many of you have heard the earlier speakers speak about their own experiences, everything works. So because there is no formal, clear and integrated collaborative approach to the patient care, the patient does not know where to go. So eventually that is what we want to bring about through this platform. See, these are the aspects of human life, if you really, really look at it. What is it that we are here for? I'm not going to talk about the purpose, etc., etc., but these are some of the aspects of human life. How do we feel about ourselves? What is our health and fitness? Are we healthy? Do we have the energy that we wake up in the morning fresh, and can we go to sleep fresh? Or do we wake up in the morning fresh and go to sleep tired? So that again is your health and fitness. If you manage your health and fitness, you will wake up fresh and go to sleep fresh. The next thing, love and romance. How many of you are experiencing love and romance as you sit here? Are you romancing this beautiful auditorium, the seats that you're sitting on? Or are you saying, oh, love and romance is with my partner, with my spouse, it's with everything. Even as I hold this, I romance this gadget that has been given in my hand. So look at love and romance from that space. The next thing, your personal growth. Are you spending time? And I think all of you here should give yourselves a hug, because you invested time in yourselves. So that's truly very wonderful, because at the end of these 3 days, I definitely know you will move from this space, from where you are, to a higher vibration. The next one, your relationship with family. How many of us have wonderful relationships, or are they fragmented? Look at those relationships. Start with yourself. Look at yourself. Do you love yourself? Do you have a relationship with yourself? How many of you have looked into the mirror and said, hi, I love you? Or how many of you have said, oh my God, I'm too fat, I'm too thin? Look at yourself. Start that relationship with yourself. Your physical environment. How do you keep it? Do you sweep it and let it go into other people's areas? Or do you take care of this and this and this and this? Look and see. Your career, business, studies, how much time do you spend on it? Finance. How many of you have this problem? Over the periods that I look at people that come in for therapy, the most important thing that they say is, we don't have money. Can you give us a discount? We can't afford this fee. And what are they coming from? They're chasing after money. My mantra is, I love money and money loves me. And coming from that space, till date, I work from abundance rather than from lack. So again, you can look into your own lives and see, are you coming from abundance or are you coming from lack? Our social life and friends. Are you shy? Do you have friends? Do you feel you need to? Do you spend enough time, or do you wait when they are no more and then go to the cremation ground to say goodbye to them? Spend time now. The time to spend in social life and friends is now. Hobby is fun and recreation. How many of you have fun? You know, in transactional analysis, there is a provider, a nurturer, and somebody who has fun. We have to be all three of that in one. So do I provide? I'm providing, I'm doing what I need to do, which I love to do. Am I nurturing myself? Am I taking care of myself? And am I having fun? Of course I'm having fun. I'm here, I've come in the morning and I'm going back in the evening. But I'm going to enjoy these moments that I'm going to be here. And the last most important thing is spirituality. Are we aware of spirituality? Do we know what is spirituality? For me, I made it very simple. I said living life smartly is spirituality, which means becoming aware, like everybody else talked about, the soul, the mind, and the body. So I'm here as a mind expert, so I'm going to talk to you about the mind. See what happens now. Critical challenges of today. Look at the critical challenges of today. Stress and anxiety. How many of you don't have stress? Put up your hands who don't have, put up your hands who have stress and anxiety. I could definitely have. So, stress and anxiety, fragmented relationships, I don't want to ask that question. Lack of self-worth and confidence. In the morning when, you know, the first time when Sachin sent me this thing coming, I said, oh my God, I'm going to stand there and I'm nervous. Yes, lack of self-worth came up at that point of time. And then I said, yeah, I know what happened. Maximum I will fall down. I collapse. But then there are more doctors here, so they'll be able to, they know what they need to do. It comes up all the time. And it's okay, it's alright, it's perfectly alright. The next searching for meaning, happiness and peace. Aren't we all searching, aren't we all seekers? Lack of poverty, the poverty mindset, the lack, I already talked about it, I don't want to go there. Unable to move forward, we're stuck. How many of us feel stuck in a lot of things that we're doing? Whether it's career, whether it's our relationship, whether it's our own life. How do we feel that? Unrealistic expectations from life. Do we have expectations? My husband should love me. He should remember my birthday. He should give me a gift. I used to have all these expectations, now I don't. Because I tell him 1 month in advance that, you know, my birthday is coming, so please, this is what I need. So, you know, and the day before, I like a cake with a candle, so I tell him, have you bought the candle? Have you bought the cake? And there was one time when he forgot to bring the cake and he forgot to get the candle, but what he did was he took a matchstick, he took a little cupcake which was in the fridge, which I had bought for me to eat, and he put the stick in that and he said, happy birthday. Well, that was good enough because it showed that he cared. So all this now, if we have all these that I've put in those blocks up, what does it lead to? A weakened immunity. Believe me, it leads to a weakened immunity. I feel low. I don't know what to do. And illness and disease. Open the door to that auric field that people talked about. Your aura is then open for any one of them to get it. All the diseases that you know, I'm not going to say them, these diseases, but you know, cold fever, etc., etc., etc. The need of today, as Albert Einstein said, and all of you are here because of that. We can't solve problems by using the same level of thinking that we used when we created them. A new type of thinking is essential to move to higher levels. And if you remember, our Prime Minister Modi ji also talked about this, that we need to change our thinking. We need to dream together. That's what he said. So he's looking at what we need to do. Are we there is what we need to see. Next, please. I'm going to talk to you about the mind because I'm a mind expert. I have studied the mind, I've experienced the mind, and this is how I have experienced the mind. I'm just giving it to you very, very simply. The mind manages the mental body through the thoughts. So, Honey Breva, right? Honey just talked about the thoughts, how you can manage your thoughts. It's how she showed you the meditation. If you use that, you will be able to manage the thoughts. Then what will happen? The mind then manages the emotional body through the emotions. It's dependent on your thoughts, you feel. And when you feel, you generate an energy. Now I'm standing here I'm thinking, I need to be able to talk to you. It's not about whether I make a mistake or not. I just want to say what I want to say. I'm feeling happy about it. I have a lot of energy. So what is happening to the physical body? The mind tells the physical body, activate the neurons to the right hand, then I raise my hand. Activate the neurons to the left hand, I raise my left hand. So the mind manages the physical body through the brain. Next, please. Harnessing the potential of the human mind. What do we normally look at is the conscious mind, which is about 10% of the work that you do. Logical thinking, analyzing, reasoning. But look at this part that is below. That is the area I specialize in. I facilitate you to go to that 90% of your mind and see what have you stored there. Do you think you have stored a lot from childhood to now? Has your parents told you you're never going to succeed? Or you are no good? Has your teacher said, oh my God, you're not as good as your sister who just passed out of school? And what have you done? You have downloaded that. Now many years later, who downloaded it? The conscious mind downloaded it. The subconscious mind just holds those memories. And based on the present, the subconscious mind works on the present. It just looks, when the conscious mind says, I want to achieve success, the subconscious mind looks down into what its data is and says, no, you cannot, because you said to yourself, you're worthless. And so what does it do? It gives you no success. So we facilitate you to go and reframe. We cannot delete or erase anything that's in the subconscious, which is 90% of your mind, but we can facilitate you to reframe. What is reframing? Looking at it from a new perspective, understanding it from a different angle, and then realizing and working from a space of love, forgiveness, and gratitude. This is the bouquet if you can give to yourself. I function from love. I forgive everybody that said all the stupidest things to me. And I'm grateful for them having walked into my life. That's when I'm going to give you at the end of this a simple exercise to do with an affirmation, but let's go to the next one. So this is what happens. The collective consciousness, is everybody that's outside in the environment. If the environment tells you you are no good, what happens to the thought in the mental body? There's a doubt. I then start understanding, oh my God, I am worthless. Look at the emotion that happens, inadequacy. Oh, I can't really function because I think I am no good. What happens to the energy? There's low energy, there's lethargy in your body. And what happens finally in the physical body? There is pain. This is exactly how the thought, which originates as a thought, follows through with an emotion, goes into the energy, and then finally manifests as pain, disease, or whatever you call it in the physical body. How to reverse this? Next, please. Collective consciousness, you are no good. You're not good. The same thing they say to you. What do you say? I am okay. I'm good. So there's clarity. I don't get influenced by the external environment. And that's when all these tools that they're going to teach you in these 3 days are going to help you. Because what are you going to do? You're going to fine tune. You're going to connect back to that inner you. Someone was just saying about the sound. Have you connected with the sound within you? And I thought, oh my God, that is a wonderful way of connecting. And I said, oh yes, now that's a new thing I learned from the morning to the now. That sound within you. I connect to myself, but what do I connect? Do I connect to that sound? So they're going to teach you all these. Connect back to that inner you, then you will have clarity. What will happen? You will have determination. I am confident. Let them say whatever they say. How many of you sometimes do it using your free will? No matter what people say, you do say, yes, I don't care what others say, but I'm going to do this. That is this person that goes through the emotional body with determination. Look at the energy body. Excitement, full of life. Yeah, I am confident. And look what happens here. Health and vitality. And I'm telling you, is it possible? Yes, it is possible, because I have experienced it myself. And I want to say to you, I wake up in the morning, I wake up at 4 o'clock, I spend about 45 minutes in meditation. So thank you all who are saying meditation and pyramid meditation. Spend time on yourself. That is the only way that you will be able to maintain health and vitality and perfect health. And then maybe the doctors, the pharmaceutical industry, and maybe us also will need to enhance your spiritual being, rather than at the moment, what are we doing? What are we all doing? Managing your body. When it finally gets sick, you go to the doctor, they manage your body. So look at what all they're teaching you and go within. The answer to everything lies within you. Look at this. Again, I just showed you what happens. I'm taking it through scientifically in your body. You see, which is the thought controller in your body? The limbic system. The limbic system, the moment I think negative, what happens? Parents say, I am ugly. What happens then? There is an imbalance. The endocrine system does not know what hormones to supply to your body. And when it does not know, there's a chemical imbalance. And when you go to the doctors or you go to the psychiatrist, what do they say? There is a chemical imbalance. What is that chemical imbalance? It basically starts with your thought. Then generates low energy, and there is, what will happen? I'm ugly. Will you exercise? Will you eat the right kind of food? Or you'll become fat, overweight, and obesity will set in, because you are not taking care of your body. If you look at the other side, again, positive thought. The limbic system says, yeah, you're good. The endocrine system says, yes, I'm functioning effectively. I'm going to do what I need to do. Supplies the right hormones, all the chemicals. I don't want to go into that, because that you can go on the net and find out what are the chemicals your hormonal system supplies to you. What happens when there is a balance? And then what is happening? There's caring and nurturing for the body. You put into place a diet, a nutritious diet. You wake up in the morning and meditate, and you do exercise for the body, which is exercise. So what are you doing? The soul needs meditation. The mind needs calm and peace. So you're taking care of that, and the body needs exercise. So the nutritious diet that you will take will handle the body, the meditation, the mind, and you will automatically know what your purpose is. Eventually, the immune system, if it's positive, the hormones are supplied effectively, the immune system becomes strong or weak? Strong. And if you have a strong immune system, will you be sick? Yes. So remember that think positive, feel good, bless people. How many of us bless? How many of us curse? Oh, the maid, she's a pain in the back. This one, that one. Bless them. The maid has not come, bless her. Something must have happened. The next day she will come and she will say, I'm sorry, and can I do this and can I do that? Practice these situations and you will be able to see them. Next, please. Subconscious healing and wellness. We work with these, the roots. Look at this. What manifests eventually when you come for treatment? Even people come to us with all these: heart disease, cancer, allergies, diabetes, chronic fatigue, hormonal imbalances. They come to us, but they come to us, like I said in the first slide, as a last resort, when the physical body is broken down. And whilst we do have successes in working with all these diseases, we basically work with the lower part, the roots, the cause. We are able to facilitate you, regress you, to go back to that thought with something happened, and you'll be able to bring you back. I'll just share one experience very quickly, because I still have some time. Yes. So I want to say, there was a person who came to me. He had a lazy eye, or an eye that was, that blinks all the time. And he said that, I want you to heal my eye. And I said, okay, when you heal your eye, how would you feel? He said, I'll feel happy. I'm frustrated just now. I don't have a good relationship with my mother. I want to feel happy and confident and walk life peacefully. So I took him back into time. He goes back to the time he was a baby. And what was his grouse against his mother? That he had overheard his family members saying that she took herbs to abort him. And they said that the result of that eye was because of the herbs and the medicines that she took to abort him. So see the mind, again I want to say to you, we are just facilitators. Each one of you has a genius mind. That subconscious mind knows everything about you. It will take you there. This mind, his mind took me to the moment when he was about to be born. He says, I don't know where I am, but I am rotating in water. So I said, look and see. He said, oh, I'm in my mother's belly. So that's because now he's angry about it. And I said, okay, you're in your mother's belly? He said, yes, yes, and I think I'm ready to come out. I said, okay. Now I said, now see how you're guided. Look at your left eye. He said, it's perfect. Look at your right eye. He said, it's perfect. I said, okay, look again. He said, oh yeah, my right eye is fine, my left eye is fine, both are fine. And his left eye was the one that had the problem. And I said, oh, and now he said, oh, both are fine. And then suddenly the forceps come in. He has a forceps delivery. He's been delivered by forceps. And the forceps damaged the nerve of the left eye. Now just look at the realization, the understanding that he had. This absolute relationship with his mother. His father died 7 years ago. He had taken his mother and put her in a room underneath the staircase with no attached bath. After this realization, the next day he came back to say, I went home. I took my mother from that room which had a no attached bath and I put her in a proper bedroom. He said, because I realized then that all that angst that I had towards my mother was not necessarily there. It just went away. I don't know what you did. Was it magic? I didn't do any magic. I just took him back to that memory. He reframed that memory. There's a process that we do to reframe the memory. Again, using the same three elements: love, forgiveness, and gratitude. And it all went away. So we basically go to all these thoughts, and we've had a lot of successes. I've written a book called Holistic Living, which is there. You can look at the cases that we've done. You will understand that a lot of things we can actually change and reframe in the mind. Yes. This is the vision for the future of wellness that I see, and I'm hoping that together we can do that. Mental and physical approach to immunity. That is what is very important. Preventive, enhancement, and management. So we need to be able to create. Well, how do we do this? How do we do this? Learning and social conditioning methods. Education, awareness, and understanding the mind to build a healthy society naturally. How many of you are aware that the mind manages the brain and not the other way around? All that everybody said about the brain is absolutely marvelous and wonderful. That's how effective, that's how powerful the brain is. But it's the mind that manages the brain. And if the mind is contaminated, then the brain can't do anything. So we need to be able to do this, and the medical integration to improving humanity's quality of life rather than disease management. If they could concentrate more on what they need to tell you. So if somebody goes to them with cold and fever, send them to somebody else to say, okay, what do you need to do? Do you know cold and fever is a result of what kind of a thought? Who said that? Wonderful. Yes, it's confusion. And so cold and fever comes. Now if you have clarity, what will happen? Will you have a cold? So the cold is coming, you say, no, I think I'm getting a cold, because you get all those, in advance notices. Then you say, what am I confused about? Oh, I'm confused about my husband. I think he said something nasty. So then, excuse me, darling, here, you said something which I don't like. So this is what I feel about it. So you said it clear. What happens now? Cold doesn't come. Says, okay, tata, bye-bye, and goes to find somebody else, because my immunity system